just another way to compare how it's gonna go in the end, as it is compared to the days of Noah. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, I think we're going to start seeing a lot of floods for some reason. So just have that feeling. Don't have any proof, but I just have that feeling. They were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Genesis 7, chapter 7, verse 4. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from the face of the earth. Now, if someone is trying to play God on the television set, they could try to destroy everything from off the face of the earth, besides themselves, you know, because the elite is playing this end times prophecy out on our television set right in front of our eyes. And here we go with I'm sure there's going to be more hurricanes to come behind the other ones. These are just the first 3. Alright, so you remember the date of the abomination, desolation that was set up to make it desolate, and also the same time that the cornerstone was rejected. I wanted to do the math here on this 2300 day period. From this point on, when the cornerstone was rejected, the ceremony, when the masons went up and took the cornerstone out and threw it down on that date. Alright, so if you put the 2300 days in there, it comes to Monday, January 11th, 2021. Almost sounds like a Agenda 2021. Now, hold on. Now, well, I mean, that reminds me of basically the awakening. The awakening pretty much started at the very beginning of 2011. So that was 10 years ago if you subtracted that. Wait a minute, let me put the January in there. Okay, yeah. So 10 years from that period is 11111. 11111. January 11th, 2011. And not only, 5 months later, some change, was the warning of judgment that began on the entire world. And it seems like we're just in that 7th year of tribulation that we've been going through. Only the people that are just waking up now can't truly see that, because you're just now seeing destruction and you think you gotta live through this for well, up until at least the January 11th of 2021, that would be like, it's the same as the, because this was basically the awakening. It's a perfect number. It's a perfect number. 10 years later, I would have to check the, let me check that Agenda 21, see what date it is. Oh, okay. Agenda 21, the plan to kill you. David Icke. World tour tickets. Agenda 21 or 2030, the plan to kill you. So it was 2 years ago. Anyway, I guess the agenda is the New World Order, right? Conspiracy, truth, not theory, agenda 2030. From the horse's mouth, Agenda 21, the proof of depopulation of 2018. I see. So that sounds like, it sounds like the elite want to get rid of us this year with this agenda right here. I don't know, man. I seem to have I have more faith. I have more faith that he's not gonna let us. I have more faith than that. Okay, so forces you into cashless society. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Okay, alright. So that's what Agenda 21 is. Gotcha. Now, since I remember May 21st, 2011, I remember the day of the first resurrection, and then the date of the end of the world. Remember these dates. It's almost like a man's hand writing on the plaster of the wall. Save the date. Save the date. Not this one. I mean, you can remember it, but save the date. Just save the date. Just keep the date itself in mind. The date itself in mind. So if we're going into the 7-year tribulation period, starting with judgment, beginning here, and then the next 5 months, well, that landed on October 21st, 2011. But from this date here, you take just 7 years of tribulation and just add the 153 of catching the fish from May 21st, 2018, when the abomination was a double abomination on that day, with Obama implementing the mark of the beast in the military, and the Pope announcing that it's okay to be gay, that God made you that way. So it lands on that date exactly 7 years later. 7 years of tribulation. 153 of the catching of the fish. Hopefully. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. I think they're trying to put rain upon the earth here from 9/11 2018 for the next 40 days and 40 nights. 9/11, just add 40 days. Lands you right on October 21st. So it's definitely the numbers 11, whether it's 1/11, 9/11, they're pretty important numbers to start out with. Even 2011 was an important year, very important year. Hebrews 11, important chapter. It's a very good chapter. Even Daniel chapter 8 verse 11. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And the host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of the transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. And then I heard one saint speaking to the other saint, a certain saint saying, how long shall the vision concerning the sacrifice, the daily sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden under foot? And he said unto me, 2,300 days, and then the sanctuary shall be cleansed. Okay. So, this is when Daniel, and it came to pass when even I, Daniel, had seen the vision, and sought for the meaning, then, behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the ranks, really like calling to Gabriel, make this man understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said to me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. So what end is this vision? What end is that vision? Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep, my face toward the ground, but he touched me, and he set me upright. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation, for at a time appointed the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia, and the rough goat is king of Greece, great horn, first between his eyes. Now that being broken, wherefore stood up the king, standing up, but not in his own power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a fierce king, a king of fierce countenance, and understanding dark sentences. They're hidden sentences, by the way. Shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, because you got to be given authority. You know what I mean? And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Therefore shut up the vision, for it is for many days. And Daniel fainted and was sick certain days. Afterwards I rose up and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. So he didn't understand that. Therefore the he-goat waxed great, and he was strong. The great horn was broken, and for it came up for the notable ones toward the four winds of heaven. Out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great toward the south, towards the east, towards the pleasant land. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host of the stars to the ground. It cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, most likely the fallen angels' stars, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. Alright, so remember this. 9/25/2014, the stone was removed and ceremonially destroyed. That's when the mason with, his red target shirt went up on a ladder, took it out, and cast it down to the ground. And the host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. Now this is where I just added the end days timeline here, where the builders rejected the cornerstone and the abomination of desolation was set up. Because of that reason,
the bottom line is 2019 is not coming around. This month there's going to be war. Okay, remember that. This month there's going to be war. May comes around, it's the escalation of war. It's the escalation of spiritual warfare that we've never seen before, ever. This weekend on is going to be talking about the war. War will start on Saturday, the 7th of April. War will start on Saturday, the 7th of April. Back in September 25th of 2014, it's 1,290 days since the daily sacrifice was taken away, and that lands on April 7th. You have this side and you have that side. This side is trying to let you know that Christ is coming. Be patient. Do not attempt to even think about taking your own life. Then you have that side. That side says we are going through this tribulation period, which is another 7 years. And a lot of people are going to kill themselves because of it.
so that is their plan, to tell you got another 7 years to go when all this war begins to really start to destroy and demolish everything. But the weather, they're going to blame that on God first. That's just going to weaken America, to soften them up, so Russia can go ahead and they can tell us that they're blowing us up in North Korea and China and whatnot. And that's what this letter is all about. From back in, oh, okay, so it was April 9th, 2017.
Especially if you guys know, you guys, the ones who are pushing the play button, man.
Yeah, if it was a good deed, I mean, doing something.
I would not be comfortable
we as believers
right now.
Evidence of chemical weapons used in Syria. Clear. German Chancellor Angela Merkel said Tuesday that the evidence of an alleged chemical attack in Syria's Douma was clear. On April 7th, several Syrian opposition online media outlets reported, citing militants, that the Syrian army had used chlorine in the town of Douma and killed up to 70 people. This is the reason why there is now wars and rumors of wars about World War III. So that's all I did. I just took that date when they cast down the cornerstone, and from that point on, 1290 days is the time where the abomination of desolation is set up to make it desolate. It was an easy prediction. Even 12:11, again, the number 11. It's always a very important number. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination of desolation that make it desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. So that landed on April 7th. Now, when you put, so the abomination that makes it desolate is set up on that day because the cornerstone was rejected. But if you add the 2300 days, from that day, well, it's exactly on January 11th, 2021. And just 10 years ago was, like I said, it was the beginning of the awakening process. So it's like I don't know, what is that, maybe that's the 10-year, well, it says 10 days. A day is a year, year is 1,000 years. I don't know. But the church that God's talking to, that knows their tribulation for 10 years, or 10 days. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. In 8:11, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary cast down. So this happened on September 25th, 2014, by the Masons. They're the ones that did it. They took the cornerstone out and they threw it down to the ground. And he said unto me, How long shall be the vision concerning daily sacrifice? How long shall the vision be concerning that daily sacrifice? And the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot. And he says 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. And it came to pass, when even I, Daniel, had seen the vision, let that sink in. I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning. Then, behold, there stood before me as an appearance of the man. And well, Gabriel gave him the vision so he can understand. It's for the time of the end shall be. Now, I asked earlier, is that the end of what? The end of the church age? From up until the 2300 days where the church age really ended back in May 21st of 1988, and then the 2300 days until then was September 7th 2000 and not 2000, 1994. That was that 2300 period. The 2300 day period where the sanctuary was cleansed, but Satan started the rule. However, because this is lining up with when the daily sacrifice was taken out, that ceremonial destruction there. When you take the 2300 days that it's talking about in Daniel, that lands on January 11th, 2021. So apparently this would be Agenda 21. This number here. But if you take, again, just take, I think anyway, take 10 years, subtract that, that's pretty much when the awakening process began, right in the beginning of January. Either January 1st, January 11th. I think January 11th because it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's 5 ones in a row. Now, this is how many days from the time the daily sacrifice was taken away, the abomination of desolation was set up. Subtract 1,353. Still has the 153 in there, and that lands on the same date. So I went and took a look at this number here, just 1353, just the base number. To pass or travel through, to travel here and there, go about. So if you travel from January 11th to 2011, if you travel from here and then you go to September 25th, 2014, you travel there. That's what that number lined up to. And then I just punched the number in, just the 1353. You got Danny DeVito, okay. Lion of the tribe of Judah. You got Lucifer and Jesus. White Lamb North. How to Light a Fire. The Warpath. Oh, Genital Warts. How lovely. Children of the Father of Heaven. The Almighty is getting married. Oh, so Satan is a woman, huh? Well, interesting. The Illuminati made up the Promised Land. Well, yeah. It's the economy, stupid. Seventh day. Barak will eat the Sean. Barak or Barak, I don't know. God that kills evil people. Remember first love. John Doe. Hey, the devil tries to be good. My name is Josh. Well, It's nice to meet you, Josh. I have a cousin named Josh. He, man, he betrayed the shit out of me, actually. He's the one that snitched on me and, said that I robbed the house that him and his buddy did. And, you know, because it was a $30,000 restitution, he figured he'd split it 3 ways. But, he, you know, I did my time anyway. I forgive him. I do. The abomination of desolation is a false concept. Well, maybe what they show on TV, the White House, 50 Days of Easter, Love is Illusion, Donald Trump is an actual fascist. Russia attacking eastern USA. Yeah, they're gonna do that. I can see that happening. But again, I still believe that in gematria there's lies and there's truth. You just got to figure out which one is actually true. Like Skynet belongs to St. George. Yeah, there's a Skynet going on up in the skies there. Yeah. They showed it to us in Geostorm movie. That's what they're using right now with the hurricanes. The Greys pretend to be gods. I guess that means aliens. So this is the Hebrew 13:53. Well, you know, there is a verse that says, "For the sake of the elect, those days shall be shortened." See these days right here? I'd hate to be promised something on this date, but it not come to pass, because those days were actually shortened. And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So if any man shall say unto you, Lo, he's over here, there's the rapture, here's the rapture, here, where's the rapture? For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and show great signs and wonders. Insomuch if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. The very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Remember May 21st, 2011? Save the date.